Hello, in today's video, I'm replacing my plastic bleeder T fitting in my Infiniti M56 with a metal one. I decided to record this video, not because I think the task is too complicated to share, but there is a tip that I might share to maybe make life easier. So I usually like using the spring clamps, the factory ones. They're the best for coolant systems, but sometimes it can be a little challenging once you open it. So right now, this one is working pretty well, right? It's holding this tight, and it's at a certain opening. Thing is, if you were to come here and remove this and pull the fitting out, when you release this, it's going to get a little larger, right? This part right here, the ears, will be a little larger, and it might be a little challenging to remove, to get to, especially for people like me who like using vice grips. So my tip, or my trick, it's a tip really, is that I'm going to replace the ends one by one. I'm not going to remove the whole fitting and then bring the other one in. No, so my vice grips always stay there engaged. I'm sorry, what I'm doing is this. I'm just engaging the vice grips, and the phone is right in the way. So let me do this first, and let me move this to the side. How's that? Okay, we can try to make this work. Compromise, right? I don't know if that helped, honestly. Didn't do it. Let's go the other way. So here, you can barely see this, but there is a white line over here, and this white line goes to the middle. Okay, never mind. This is a different line over here. On this other side, it is a white line, right? Right here, there is a white line that went to the middle of the fitting. Here, it's a line. That's what goes, the written stuff, the printed letters, they go to the middle of the fitting. Does it matter? Maybe not too much, but I like to have things clocked in the right position when I'm installing them, right? So go for this clamp. I don't know what I was using it for, but it was at just the right right extension or expansion. So now what I'm doing is, with the vice grips engaged, I'm not going to pull the clamp all the way out. All I'm doing is just twisting this till it comes out. As long as this doesn't snap back at me. Normally the vice grips would be out this way, but because I'm doing this for video, I have to have it sort of in my way. Okay, that doesn't seem large enough. I'll have to twist it the other way. Uh-oh. There you go. Never knew I was gonna break it. But these are some of the things that happened with these clamps. I did not intend for it to break in this video. I thought I was just gonna hold it open and then pull this out, but well, just got a little more interesting, I guess. So what now? Huh? What now? I can still do it. There's a little bit of a piece here. I'm going to use this. I can hold it. Wasn't even messed up. I was just trying to do this to avoid plastic shattering on me accidentally, or rather catastrophically, you know. There you go. Barely. Okay. So I need to do this without damaging this hose. This had to be the hose that went in there into the car. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Okay, then remove this while I still have a hold on it. Okay, come back. Okay, let me replace it. I'll be right back. Let me find something else, a mustache of clamps. Okay, I am back. I'm back. Any guesses as to where I got my replacement from? Well, here's a hint. Well, yeah, I have a spare engine that came with this hose. So I'm going to take this part that broke off this engine and just use it. And I'll set it this way to be able to remember how things were supposed to be, to clock it the right way. Same size and all. So I do have a bunch of other spares. This is what broke, this one right here. And while you could get another clamp to use, such as this one, you'll realize that the difference is that this has double clamps within it, right? So built for different kind of tension. Some people like one screw clamps, but not a big fan of them. For most automotive applications, they always leak. In my experience, they always leak. For pressure applications, one screw clamps might be quick and easy to use, but they're not the best for the function of holding pressure. You want something like this. So I've got this one here. I was gonna use it, but I don't know how old it is, and I don't know why it's got all this color going on with it. So I decided, hey, you know what? Just get my other engine and let's make that work. So now this is a part of the video that I was talking about. The whole point of making this video was for things like this. If you were to open it so wide, you will not even be able to get if you're a vice grip user, right? If you take it off the load, if you take the load off it, right, it's going to constrict the pipe, the tube a little tighter than normal. So I was just trying to show a trick that all you can do in a situation like that is just keep the vice grips on it and change one side at a time. But obviously you saw how that happened, how that went down, right? Okay, this is a rather fat part of the rather wide part of the tube, so let me see if this will work this time. Yeah, kinda. Oof, didn't quite get it. Thing is, it's rubber, so it's getting tighter. The more I miss, the more it's constricting the tube. Okay, there you go. Walk the dog, walk the dog. Nice. Let's go ahead and do this. Push this in. Well, I suppose I should talk about this before fully inserting it. One of the differences you'll notice with this is that this has no shoulder. This is barely a shoulder, right? It butts up right against it. So is it the worst thing? No, I don't think there's any problem with it, because this is where your clamping surface is supposed to be. And looking at it, diameter and stuff, it is the same. Just being metal it looks a little funky. So let's go ahead and install this. Nice and tight. And clock this letters right at the 12 o'clock position for the body. Okay, check. Then start bringing this back this way. Sometimes when you release it, it just snaps back into position. Sometimes you have to walk it a little bit. There you go. Yeah. Looks like I need to walk it just a little bit. You can see the hole over there, right? I don't know if you can see that, but okay. Looks good to me now. Head is over there. This is over here. These are more or less in line, all right? Kinda. This is facing upwards. So when I crank it open, I'll be bleeding air from the topmost part. You're not trying to bleed air sideways, all right? You want it to be at the very top. So I think we're good here. I'm going to go ahead and okay. I opened the radiator cap, and I need to add coolant until you see it flowing from here. But as you can see, I did not really lose much coolant, not that much really. I tried to send as much of it as I could into the reservoir, coolant reservoir, so that this part, being the topmost, it was going to go empty faster before every other part of the car. So yeah, just using science to my advantage here. But that's all I wanted to share. Okay.